Hi friends, it's Mrs. Vincent back again. Yesterday I did leave you with a little bit of a cliffhanger. There was Pete Unkenholtz in the back seat of the police cruiser, which is typically where they put the bad guys. So we don't really know. It kind of left you hanging at the end. So now here we are on chapter 4, where we pick back up and see what is going on. We find out that Officer Fallon has arrested Pete. So let's jump right back in. Did you see that? Dink asked. Officer Fallon arrested Pete. Let's go see what's going on, suggested Josh. Do you think they'll put him in jail? The kids hurried up West Green Street. Just as they passed the elderly housing apartments, they saw Officer Keene pulling up in a black truck. He parked it in front of the police station and stepped out. That's Pete's truck, whispered Josh. Hello, Officer Keene, Dink said. What's going on? Is Pete under arrest? Officer Keene nodded. We caught him in the truck. Pete admitted he took those baseballs, he said. Did you get them back, Officer Keene? Ruth Rose asked. Nope. Pete told us he stole them, but won't say what he did with them, Officer Keene said. He hurried into the police station. The kids sat on the front steps. Gee, what a mess, Josh said. Poor Mr. Pocket finds an umpire who ends up stealing his baseballs. Guys, something's not right about this, Dink said. Why would Pete confess to stealing the baseballs, then not tell what he did with them? I mean, why not just lie and say he didn't steal them? Something else doesn't make sense either, Ruth Rose added. Why would Pete steal the balls when hundreds of people watched him go into the clubhouse for his allergy medicine? Everyone would know he was the thief. Dink shook his head. I don't know. It's hard to believe a guy who helped us set up the bleachers would turn around and steal from us, he said. Then why did he say he stole the baseballs? Josh asked. Dink stood up. I wish we could talk to Pete, he said. Maybe he saw someone else in the clubhouse. Gosh, he might even have seen someone take the baseballs. And maybe that's why he's not talking, Ruth Rose added. The crook might be somebody he knows. Pete Unkenholtz just got to Greenlawn, Josh said. He doesn't know anyone here. After a minute, Ruth Rose said, no one here knows him either. Pete could be a bank robber for all we know. I wish we knew more about him, Dink said. I just thought of something, Ruth Rose cried. If we do an internet search, we might learn something about Pete. That's a good idea, Dink said. Let's go talk to Mrs. McElroy. They crossed the street and walked into the library. The librarian, Mrs. McElroy, was sitting at her computer. Hi, kids, she said. What a disappointment that the game was canceled. The kids told her about Pete's arrest. What? She said. He certainly doesn't seem the type to steal. Officer Keene said Pete confessed, Josh told her. Mrs. McElroy shook her head. My goodness, she said. Well, how can I help you kids today? We think there's something fishy going on, Dink said. It just doesn't make sense that Pete would steal those balls during the game. We want to search on the internet to see if we can find out more about him, Ruth Rose said. I'm not sure what kind of information we'd get, Mrs. McElroy said, but let's try a quick search. I was just on Ubuy. My husband's birthday is coming up, and I decided to shop online. I think it's kind of like an Amazon or something like that. They have to make up the name of the site. She closed out the Ubuy tab and opened up a search engine. Do you know Pete's last name, she said? It's Unkenholtz, Dink said, and spelled it for her as she typed. A window opened on her monitor. They're telling me no Pete or Peter Unkenholtz was found. Why don't you just try the last name, Ruth Rose suggested. Good idea, hon, Mrs. McElroy said, typing in just Unkenholtz. This time, she got results. There was a link to the website for the Coast Press newspaper in Penobscot, Maine. The kids leaned closer to the monitor and read, Penobscot, Maine, December 10th, reported by Susan Green. Bakery van stolen. Marion Unkenholtz admitted taking a local baker's delivery van for a joyride. The van's owner, Arnold Sugar, decided not to press charges. And there they are, doing their internet search to learn more about Pete Unkenholtz. But the name Pete Unkenholtz didn't bring back any results, but a Marion Unkenholtz did. And it led us to this link for a stolen delivery van. Is it Pete? Is it someone else? Make your predictions. Until next time, friends, I will see you soon.